You like what I did there?
I like that.
Dom Chu. What is in your Market Navigator today?
We're going to talk a little bit about what you just talked about with regard to where the market sits, because Fed Chair Jay Powell says the economy is strong overall, believes we're in a, quote, good place to react to any signs of weakness, and he's signaling 2 more rate cuts maybe for the balance of this year. So what does that mean for the technical aspect, the chart patterns? Our next guest says a look back at recent history could give us some clues about where we are headed. That's the point of technical analysis, pattern identification. So joining us for the breakdown on the charts is Jessica Inskip, Director of Investor Research at stockbrokers.com. And Jessica, you're standing in front of a touch screen, and I love this because you're going to draw on there for us. Take us through the charts and what you are seeing right now.
That I am, Dom. So let's start with the weekly view of the S&P 500. Which this is the daily, which we can talk about that as well. But if we look at the weekly view, actually in the 13, 26, and 40 weekly moving averages, we had a turnover. And our big resistance is actually 57.60. If we move to the daily, we can see here around August of last year. This is an important component that we want to focus on for the market. We had a cup and handle breakouts, and that was a very big moment in time back in August of 2024. If you could remember, the Fed just put Fed rate cuts on the table. We were talking about recession fears. We were talking about so many things that we're talking about right now. And we overcame that because the Fed finally cut rates and we had better data. It's so interesting to me that the key moment of resistance that we're at right now is that 5,700 or 5,600 area or zone that we're up against. And it's essentially the same level where we are having the same type of uncertainty, those same type of recession fears. Uncertainty was even the carry trade unwind. So it's an important level that we need to overcome right now. However, there is some great moments. If we could plot Bollinger Bands on here as standard deviations, essentially this is going away. So it looks something like this. Since this is moving forward, this means there's more momentum, less from the downside, and it's deviating upward, which is a really great sign. But it comes with a caveat. We're at this pivotal moment where we're at this area of resistance, which is that 5,700, 5,600 area or level. If we cannot overcome that, here's that weekly view that I was talking about. If we cannot overcome that, what will happen on a daily view, if we stay here for too long, is that death cross that a lot of technicians are very cognizant of, that 200 over the 50-day moving average, which could send us down just systematically, even if it's not fundamentally driven. That's something to be wary of. But if we can look at technology as a whole, this could perhaps drive the market. So we can pull up the XLK technology chart or the daily view. Yeah, if we can see that, that gives us an indication that there's actually a turnover in the moving average convergence divergence. So if we could see MACD give us that signal, that will give us upwards momentum. And we're stopping, though, at the same level in August.
Okay. All right. So it seems like there are a lot of moving parts to the signals right now for the technicals. We'll have to keep an eye on some of those developments, Brian.
Especially the death cross.
There you go.
And you have to
Thank you very much, Jessica, for that death cross the way it is. But hopefully it's not as ominous.
Not Christopher Cross. He was a great pop rock singer of the 70s and 80s.